Mark Zuckerberg is going to be testifying before the House Energy and Commerce Committee. The billionaire, not quite as big a billionaire, head of Facebook, founder of Facebook, he will be getting grilled to Missouri Attorney General Josh Hawley, who is also subpoenaing Facebook. Attorney General, good to have you. What do you want to hear out of Zuckerberg? If you had the opportunity to question him yourself, what would you want to hear?
Well, I'd like to know what kind of information he's actually collecting on the millions of people who use Facebook. What is he getting in addition to what we see on the user profile? Does he have protections in place, adequate security precautions to keep people's private information safe? And Neil, what is he doing with that information? What's Facebook doing with it? Who are they giving it to? How are they sharing it? Where is it going? Is it safe? These are the questions that we've asked in our subpoena of Facebook, and we'll be pressing for answers.
Is it illegal to sell a list or database of users to anyone?
Not necessarily. What is illegal under Missouri law? Missouri has very stringent protections for personal data, the privacy data of consumers. And so our subpoena has issued under these consumer protection laws to find out, has Facebook disclosed information that users didn't know about? That is Facebook collecting information that users don't know they're collecting? Do Facebook users have the chance to opt out of that data collection? And have Facebook users consented to the sale of their data or to the sharing of their data, whether that's with researchers or election campaigns? That's the kind of information that we want to find out.
Who's right on this? I think when Tim Cook of Apple had come out not too long ago to say Apple never even considered doing something like this, even though it could have made a ton of money doing so. What did you think of that?
Well, I think the right thing to do is to follow the law, which is that it's okay to have a business model that gives advertising access to third parties, to Facebook users, so long as Facebook users know what information is being collected, so long as they consent to the collection of that information and they consent to its use. So those are the parameters of the law, and I'm going to make sure that those parameters were enforced and followed.
Do you worry that this could be just the tip of the proverbial financial iceberg here, that whatever happened at Facebook, and we've had reminders of people's credit information getting leaked out, et cetera, in other venues here, but that this is bigger than Facebook?
Well, I do worry that it's bigger than Facebook. You know that we also have an investigation of Google underway over similar concerns and similar practices. And look, there has never been more personal private data available to these online giants, these tech giants, than there is now. Facebook and Google collect more information on us than any corporations in the history of the world, than any entities in the history of the world. And I want to make sure, as a law enforcement officer, that that information is protected and that it is being used in accordance with the law.
All right. Attorney General, thank you very much for taking the time